So spring is just around the corner, so that's mean that I have to hurry up with my winter watercolor illustration. But it is not a traditional watercolor, it is made in Rebelle, that means I created it digitally. If you want to know more about Rebelle, I will leave the link to my another video in the description. And today I will show you how I made this painting. My key to make a digital painting in Rebelle look like traditional one is just follow my traditional process. I started with a few strokes with a pastel brush to set up the scene. All important elements will appear in the right places, not too high, not too low, not too close to the edge of the canvas. I created another layer and I drew the pencil sketch. I was quite detailed with this one because I knew that it will be visible under the paint, just like in the traditional process again. The ruler tool helped me with the hat because I have a problem with straight line. Probably I have never drawn a straight line in my life. So ruler is very necessary for me, especially when architecture is on the board. Well, probably I'm too generous calling this old hard architecture, but let's say it is. And I must say, without ruler, it would look definitely worse. Rebelle ruler is very quick to use and very intuitive. I set blend mode of the sketch layer to multiply to be sure it will be visible even after I will start painting. I made the sketch quite detailed because it is much easier to add details with a pencil than with a watercolor brush, in both cases, traditional and digital. I created another layer and filled it all with water. Water in Rebelle is very important. You can add it by using a special tool, or you can fill all layer with water using a button in the layer panel. This is the way you can make your whole layer wet. It also causes that your paint will spread over the sheet. It will be very difficult to control, but colors will mix together very beautifully. I also loaded the watercolor brush with water in the brush panel, and that makes the paint is spreading even more. To have a very dark edges of the paint, I use visual settings and I set the dark edges slider and I push dark edges slider up to the right. In this phase I use mostly light colors because I work from light to dark, like in case a traditional process. You have probably noticed that I don't use only one color on the area I'm painting. I like to join similar colors together because I find using one color flat and dull. Definitely watercolors looks better when you join similar colors or sometimes quite unexpected colors, but in this case they are rather similar. I created another layer with multiply mode, and this means that every paint I use on this layer won't be lighter than colors used on the previous layer. And I dived here more in details. So I didn't wet the layer in this case, and I decreased amount of water in my watercolor brush. The best friend in this phase was F shortcut, F for freeze. It stops the paint from spreading. The more details I will add to the picture, the darker colors I will use. I struggled with branches and twigs of the big trees a bit because I didn't want to paint them one after another, but I tried to treat them like some shapes. It was quite difficult. Definitely I should practice painting tree more. And finally I created the last layer for details. This time is on a normal mode, so it will be opaque. I used a pen tool with white paint to paint all these tiny branches and twigs. They looked like covered with snow, and definitely is something that makes this illustration look more detailed and defined. I also use a pastel brush for painting snow or something. Okay, I know, I use pastel brush to create a hoarfrost on the grass, because pastel brush is quite grainy and it definitely fits to the job. And that's it. I hope it was understandable. As you can hear, speaking English is a struggle. I can say one little thing, that I made this illustration on my iPad. If you have Rebelle and iPad, you know already that there is no mobile app for iPad, but I found a solution. If you are interested, let me know in comment, and probably I will make another video about how to do it. I also have newsletters, so if you want to stay in touch, come on, jump in, and there is a link in description. Till the next time!